Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and this is a supplementary video to the one that we've made. So this is sort of part two, if you like. We're standing on Muck Fleet on a little bridge. If I do this, you can probably see my feet on the Muck Fleet. It's a drainage ditch. I'm joined by the lovely Kevin Hall. Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Richard.
We've had a bit of a laugh in the first video.
We have, especially this last bit.
Yeah, well, you'll see in the video we got onto a bit of closed footpath, and we were umming and ahhing whether we should do it or whether we shouldn't do it. We decided we would. There was nobody working. The guys had gone home. Should we actually walk and talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we thought we'd brace it. We came up with millions of excuses should we get challenged. That we were lost, we're out of, not from round here, we're a couple of yokels and all of this, but we were determined to finish this 4-mile walk.
Yeah.
And we got to the very end, ladies and gentlemen. On that side, on the other side of this fleet. I think they must be called fleets. In Somerset they're called reams, but here they must be called fleets. Anyway, this drainage ditch. We get to this road where it now becomes okay again to walk.
Yep, it does.
And blow me down if on the other side, which just looked like an old farm track that we weren't supposed to go down, there was this all along. A footpath. Public footpath, not closed.
Oh dear.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Now on the other side, coming up to the other side of the footpath, which carries on, which we're going to do. This is not closed, this is properly open, and not only is it open, Kevin, it's overgrown.
It's very overgrown, but we have experienced this already.
Yes.
So for us it's no problem at all. Where's the pub?
The pub,
Yes.
yeah, it's further round here, called the Fleet Inn. We should see a windmill that may be a pump that drains the ditches. We're hoping to see that. And who knows what, so keep watching.
Yes, as we disappear off the edge,
Yeah.
into one of the drainage ditches.
Drains. We're walking between two drains, one over that side and one this side. It's all a bit bonkers. Losing the light, Kevin.
I know, it's going very quickly, isn't
It's
it?
very dark behind you,
I know, I didn't want to look really.
and I just felt a drop of rain.
Did you?
Just a speck.
Oh,
I don't know if that's rain coming in from the behind us, but the wind is coming from that way.
yeah, I think you're right actually.
There's some great big hay bales ahead of us here, as you can just see, which are very nice. We carry on along the path beside this mud fleet. There's a swan in the distance.
Wow.
And then we will come down to the main river, or broad, one of the broads, which there may be boats on and all sorts of stuff, and we should pass some sort of drainage pump and then a commissioned drainage windmill. And I'm looking forward to getting to that and seeing what they look like.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm just looking away in the distance. We've got some sort of a tower in front of us.
oh, I think that is the windmill.
Is that the windmill? Oh,
Yeah.
Excellent,
I
excellent.
think that is the windmill up ahead. We're fast approaching now the sluice and the windmill, and we've seen from a distance that the windmill actually is, although it's called the commissioned drainage mill, it looks like it's not in operation. Here, the sluice, great big thing going over the mud fleet that we have just been walking alongside. There it is. And obviously, I suppose a sluice opens and shuts according to the level of the water, doesn't it?
Water, I'd have thought so. I was just looking there. It's about 2.5 metres or 2 metres water height down there. Yeah.
So I guess at a certain level they'll stop it from, I guess, flooding the main river, or we've got to get this terminology right, haven't we? Because we've only really just arrived, but there's just beyond here, going to walk up there now, is I think the main bank, I'm assuming, past the sluice here, which goes into the Broad. I'm assuming it's a broad because it's called the Norfolk Broads.
Yeah.
But it's it's like a river, a canal. I don't know what how you would describe it. And I'm assuming it's here because according to the map it should be. Oh, there it is, right beyond. There's a bit of water there in the foreground, and then there's this big wide channel which must be part of the Norfolk Broads. You just can't see it from over here. Now, if I raise the camera right up, I don't know how much of that you can see. There must be a point where you get down to the edge of it a bit more. It is there, there's the channel. And we're on the footpath along. Obviously if you were in a boat, but Kevin, you don't like water, do you?
No, because I can't swim, Richard.
Have you ever thought about learning?
Yes.
And what was the result?
I didn't do it.
Why?
Because I don't want to get into the water, because I'm frightened of it. I had a bad experience when I was at school.
Ah, and that put you off for life?
Yeah, I was pushed into the deep end of the school swimming pool by one of my teachers because I complained that I wasn't doing swimming.
Sorry?
Oh yeah.
There's a boat?
Just the top of a boat.
You won't really see it. It's going to be so in the distance, I'm afraid. But somewhere there, if you're watching on a big screen, you might just catch it. The top of a boat skimming over the reeds here. And what a shame we can't just see it. Beyond us, sorry to cut your story about you drowning in the pond short. Beyond us is a house, and next to it is the windmill that once was. And I guess that was operating the drains to keep the place from flooding.
Would this have been a miller's cottage?
I imagine it must have been.
Because it's got an old thatch roof to it.
Thatch roof on the other side.
On
you
the
can't
other
see
side,
that.
yeah.
You've got pan tiles this side.
Yeah.
It looks very nice, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. You've got a much better view. Isn't that lovely? What a kind of place to live. Yeah, it is boarded up. Maybe it's a holiday home. The lawn's been mowed.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
And then you get the windmill just to our left. And there it is. We can walk right up to it. Let's just walk right up to it.
Oh yeah, wow.
Obviously it's decommissioned, there's no sails anymore. We've seen pictures of them where they've got them, and I'm hoping that we see some in a better preservation state. It's a magnificent looking thing though, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is.
What a place. I mean, you can imagine 100 years ago and beyond. You've got the cottage just behind us here, and the windmill in front of us, and a little shed, I guess, with various bits of tools and things. And there it is. How lovely. Finally, we are on the Broads. Here is, I don't know what this was. It must have all got individual names.
Isn't it lovely?
Isn't it lovely? I don't know whether we're allowed to walk down here. Mind the guide rope, so I'm going to have a stroll. You're a bit nervous of the water, I suppose.
Yeah, so I'm watching these guide ropes very close.
Yeah, in case we fall. Now, just beyond here in the distance where the boat is going up to is the pub, the Fleet, the Ferry Inn. And I think we're going to go and see if we could possibly get a nice cup of tea.
Yep.
And sit out there and enjoy it before we go back and make our spaghetti bolognese.
I think that'd be lovely, Richard.
So, oh, hello. Up here, I think this is obviously private and we're not supposed to have gone up here. So this takes us into Stokesby, where we're actually staying in Stokesby, but just outside in a farm in our Airbnb. I have to say, this is very lovely. If you've got the money to be able to afford this, it must be absolutely amazing. Back to the road into Stokesby, and then just along is the pub. So there's the end of our footpath, probably the end of our little walk really. And there he is, our hero himself, looking macho. So as we head off to the pub and get run over by a van, which is just down here, we'll say thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to follow What are you doing? Get back. Oh, not that kind of follow. Follow, like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell us all the information that we should have known before we came here. That would have been useful.
Very useful.
Become a patron supporter so we can become educated.
That would help.
For next time. And of course, do send the court summons to Kevin Hall, as we have broken the law again.
Yes, we have.
On the Trespass Act this time. But anyway, there we go.
Hey ho.